It was a Tuesday, or maybe a Thursday. The days had started to blur together, each one a smudged copy of the last. I was standing in my kitchen, staring into the cutlery drawer. I needed a spoon, just a single simple spoon to stir my tea. But the spoons were all mixed up with the forks and knives. Spoons, forks, knives, a chaotic jumble of metal. And looking at it, I felt an overwhelming sense of defeat. It was as if someone had asked me to climb a mountain. The task felt monumental, impossible. My brain screamed at me, just reach in, grab a spoon. It's easy. But my body wouldn't move. It was anchored to the floor by an invisible force. It's not always the big dramatic breakdowns you see in movies. It's not always crying for hours on end, though that can happen too. Sometimes it's the quiet, paralyzing moments. It's the inability to complete the simplest of tasks. It's standing in front of a spoon drawer and feeling like the world is ending. The logic is gone. The part of your brain that tells you things are simple and manageable has packed its bags and left. You are left with the static, the noise, the overwhelming feeling that everything is just too much. And in that moment, the spoon drawer is your Everest. People don't talk about this part. They talk about sadness. They might even talk about a lack of motivation, but they don't talk about the sheer absurdity of it all. The way your own mind can turn a mundane object into a symbol of your complete and utter failure. So you don't say anything. You just close the drawer, walk away, and sit in silence. This is the loneliness of it. The secret battles fought in kitchens and bedrooms, far from anyone's view. The world outside keeps spinning. Cars drive by, people laugh, the sun shines, and you are stuck, a statue in your own life, trapped by something you can't see or explain. The gap between your inner reality and the outer world feels like a canyon. You want to cross it. You want to be on the other side, where people can grab spoons without a second thought. But you can't find the bridge. All you can do is stand there, staring at the chaos in the drawer, which mirrors the chaos in your head. It's a profound and deeply isolating experience. A small, silent apocalypse on an otherwise ordinary day. Quiet exhale. One of the heaviest things you carry with depression is guilt. It's a constant companion, whispering in your ear. Guilt for not being the person you used to be. Guilt for letting people down. Guilt for not being able to do what seems effortless for everyone else. You feel guilty for feeling bad in the first place, especially when, on paper, your life looks fine. You have a roof, food, people who care, so why can't you just be happy? This question becomes self-torture, a cycle of shame pulling you deeper. This guilt is a silent poison. You see worry in their eyes, hear forced cheerfulness, and you blame yourself. Guilt attaches to the everyday, the laundry, the takeout, the canceled plans. These are not failures, they are symptoms of an illness, but depression lies. Just think positive. You should try going for a run. Have you tried just not being sad? Well-intended, but deeply damaging. They are rooted in a misunderstanding of the illness. They imply depression is a choice. It's like telling someone with a broken leg to walk it off. If snapping out were possible, no one would choose the suffocating fog. No one would choose the numbness, the emptiness, the ghost-like feeling. The desire to be well is immense. People with depression try so hard. It's not a switch you can flip. It's chemistry, genetics, trauma, and environment. This myth creates a terrible cycle. Told to snap out of it and you can't, so you feel like a failure. Why can't I do this simple thing? What is wrong with me? You hesitate to reach out again? The pressure to appear fixed becomes another burden. Healing is not a single decisive action. It's not sudden clarity. It's a process, slow, messy, non-linear. It involves therapy, sometimes medication, and a lot of hard work. You learn your mind and ride the waves instead of stopping the ocean. True support begins by admitting, it's not that simple. We focus on big milestones, but in depression, those can feel out of reach. The real bravery is in small victories, moments no one else sees, tiny steps that keep you moving when every part wants to stand still. Getting up before noon, taking a shower, brushing your teeth, making the cup of tea you couldn't make yesterday, answering a single message, feeling the sun for 5 minutes. Celebrate the effort. Acknowledge what you did. Self-compassion counters guilt and criticism. Maybe today you drink a glass of water. I promise you'll try again tomorrow. Support isn't always grand. Sometimes it's a single conversation. Someone who doesn't try to fix you, just sits in the dark with you. A presence that becomes an anchor in the storm. I remember a low point. I felt completely disconnected. A friend called. I almost didn't answer, but I did. He asked how I was, and I told the truth. I'm not doing well at all. No platitudes, just listening. In his listening, I felt seen. Real. It didn't cure me, but it gave me a foothold. Proof I could be honest and not be judged. Some people are lighthouses. They don't calm the storm, but they help you navigate. They remind you there's a shore, even when you can't see it. Hope, with depression, is elusive. Not a beaming sun, more a flicker through a crack. Fragile and fleeting, yet there. Found in small, mundane moments of grace. Light on a dust mote. Rain when you're safe inside. A song that captures how you feel. A pet sensing your sadness without judgment. I found hope in a book. Someone else had felt this. It became a companion. A crack of light. Collect these moments. Kindness. Sunsets. A perfect cup. Not a reason to be happy. Just a reason to hold on. Resilience doesn't look heroic. It's not about being unbreakable. It's quieter and tenacious. The stubborn act of continuing. Built in daily struggle. Getting up, eating, answering a call. These are active choices. Invisible fortitude. One foot in front of the other. In your weakest moments, you show the greatest strength. Enduring a depressive episode is resilience. You may feel broken, but what's holding you together is tough. Just hold on. Just a little longer. Choosing life, again and again. If one message matters, it's this. You are not alone. Depression shrinks your world until it's only you and your pain. It's an expert at isolation. But the biggest lie is that you're alone. There are millions of islands like you. Your pain is personal, but not unique. Sharing stories builds bridges. Every truth is a flare. I'm here, I feel it too. A lifeline in the static. We heal in connection, not isolation. Your story matters. Your experience is valid. Reach out, listen. We make the darkness less lonely, together.